Good morning, and we're in chapter 50, the last chapter of Genesis. We will finish Genesis today. And Joseph fell upon his father's face and wept upon him and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father. And the physicians embalmed Israel. And 40 days were filled for him, for so fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed. And the Egyptians mourned for 70 days or 70 days. So the embalming process takes about 40 days, according to this, according to the traditions of the Egyptians. And when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spake unto the house of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found grace in your eyes, speak, I pray you, in the ears of the Pharaoh, saying, My father made me swear, saying, Lo, I die in my grave, which I have digged for me in the land of Canaan. There shalt thou bury me. Now therefore let me go up, I pray thee, and bury my father, and I will come again. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury thy father, according as he hath made thee swear. And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, and the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt. So this is a big group. Apparently, there's two things here, I think. First of all, the respect for Joseph. This is probably what would happen if Joseph left Egypt anytime, as all these servants and elders of the house would go up with him wherever he went. And so I think that's important. Maybe it might be also that Jacob had an impression on some of the people in Egypt. But mostly I think it's because of Joseph. And all the house of Joseph and his brethren and his father's house, only their little ones and their flocks and their herds were left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company. Must have been an interesting thing to watch. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which was beyond Jordan, and there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation, and he made mourning for his father 7 days. So it seems that this is their traditions of mourning. You sometimes see it now, or you hear about it, where there's the mourning out loud. I think in our Western cultures we've become a lot more quiet in our mourning and how we see things, and a little less involved, you might say, in the death. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of the Atad, they said, This is grievous mourning to the Egyptians. Therefore the name of it was called Abel Mizraim, which means the mourning of the Egyptians, which is beyond Jordan. And his sons did unto him according as he commanded. For his sons, this is 12 tribes of Israel, carried him into the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave of the field Machpelah, which Abraham bought with the field for possession of a burying place of Ephraim the Hittite before Mamre, whatever it is. And Joseph returned to Egypt, he and his brethren and all that went up with him to bury his father after he had buried his father. I wonder the time scale of this, because they go to Canaan, and then they come back, and then it says, and when Joseph's brethren saw that their father was dead, they said, Joseph will peradventure hate us. And basically, another way to translate that is, or Joseph bears a grudge. If Joseph bears a grudge against us, he will certainly repay us. Like, was he just being nice because our father was alive? Well, what if, now that father's dead, he'll remember everything and hate us for it, and will certainly require us all the evil which we did unto him. So they haven't forgotten what they did, and they know what evil they did, and they're worried about it. And they sent a messenger to Joseph, saying, thy father did command before he died, saying, and this is weird because I feel like it's not written down. He could have said it, but it feels like they're trying to use their father as a way of appeasing to Joseph, But he could have said it because I think their father did want to see this peace, and that's why they knew that it was. But now they're kind of using it like, hey, you know what? I know how much you loved your father. Well, this is what he said. So, say ye unto Joseph, this is the people, I think, servants that need to go up to tell Joseph, forgive, I pray thee, now the trespasses of thy brethren, and their sin, for they did unto thee evil, and now I pray thee, forgive the trespass of the servants of the God of thy father. So that's what they send out to him, thinking, okay, they must be looking at every Egyptian they see and every person that around them as possibly somebody that's going to kill them, and they're surrounded by Egyptians, and if Joseph asked, they would be dead, every one of them, And Joseph wept when they spake unto him. I feel this was two parts. One is thinking, you're still holding on to this? I feel really sorry for you because you're still holding on to it. I'm not. I'm over it. And yeah, you're still holding on to it. That must be really hard. And the second part is that that he feels really bad about this. Wait a minute. I've forgiven you years ago, And I wish you understood that. And his brothers also went and fell down before his face and said, behold, we be thy servants. And Joseph said unto them, fear not, for am I in the place of God? He's saying, I'm not judging you. I'm not going to judge you on those the things that happened, 25, 22 to 25, 30 years ago. I don't know how the time frame on this, but I know it's at least 22 years. But as for you, ye thought evil against me. He's not telling them that they weren't wrong. Yes, you did something really wrong. But God meant it unto good. I look to God, and I see where he meant it to good. How he turned your evil things against me to good. And I wouldn't have it any other way now because of what God has done to bring to pass as it is this day to save much people alive. If I would have stayed with you guys, if I wouldn't have gone through the things I went through, then we all would have perished, including me. I think he sees it as a real blessing. Now therefore, fear ye not, I will nourish you and your little ones. And he comforted them and spake kindly to them. And Joseph dwelt in Egypt, and his father's house, and Joseph lived 110 years. And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of third generation, and the children of Machir, the son of Messiah, were brought upon Joseph's knees. So he got not only grandchildren, but it sounds like great-grandchildren. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and God will surely visit you, and bring you out of this land, into the land which he sware unto Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and he shall carry my bones from thence. And Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. Now, that's what we have here, but we have a Joseph Smith translation here in verse 24, right at the very top of the page. And I'm just going to go into that, and this is going to add another 10 verses, which I'm just going to open up a little bit here. So it's the main one. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die. And go unto my fathers, and I go down to my grave with joy. Now, one thing is remember, this also is covered in the Book of Mormon by Lehi to his son Joseph. But it's a little bit different than both of these accounts. It's and we'll get to that when we read the Book of Mormon. I'm not going to read it here, but it's really interesting to study these. And why is it different? One thing, this is written by Moses, not by Joseph's descendants, and I think the record that they have is written by Joseph's descendants and what they wrote. And this Joseph Smith translation is a translation that's given by revelation as well. So there's three different ways of looking at this. The really short version, the version that's Joseph Smith translation, and the version that's in the Book of Mormon. And what happens is then you can look and triangulate and see beautiful new things in the scriptures. So let's get into it. I go and die and go unto my fathers, and I go down. I don't know if you notice that when we're talking here, the stuff that is already written down, this first part, and Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, is already in the scriptures. So we got here, where are we? And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die. And then it goes on. So the stuff that's in italics is the stuff that was added. And go unto my fathers, and I go down to my grave with joy. And the God of my father Jacob be with you, to deliver you out of affliction in the days of your bondage. For the Lord hath visited me. And I don't think that's to his brothers, it's to his brethren, because he's second to the youngest. And do you think they all lived older than him? Do you think that Reuben is still around after he was an adult before Joseph was even born? So it says brethren, not brothers. to deliver you out of affliction in the days of your bondage. For the Lord hath visited me, and I have obtained a promise of the Lord, that out of the fruit of my loins the Lord God will raise up a righteous branch out of my loins, and unto thee, whom my father Jacob hath named Israel, a prophet, not the Messiah, who is called Shiloh. And we talked about that last time. And this prophet shall deliver my people out of Egypt in the days of thy bondage. And it shall come to pass that they shall be scattered again, and a branch shall be broken off, and shall be carried into a far country. Nevertheless, they shall be remembered in the covenants of the Lord, when the Messiah cometh. For he shall be made manifest unto them in the latter days, in the spirit of power, and shall bring them out of darkness into light, out of hidden darkness, and out of captivity into freedom. A seer shall the Lord my God raise up. He shall be a choice seer unto the fruit of my loins. Thus saith the Lord God of my fathers unto me, a choice seer will I raise up out of the fruit of thy loins, and he shall be esteemed highly among the fruit of thy loins. And unto him will I give commandment, that he shall do a work for the fruit of thy loins, and he shall bring them to the knowledge of the covenants which I have made unto thy fathers, and he shall do whatever work I shall command him. So they're not having the Messiah, but then there is this other person, and of course he's got a few things here. He's talking about Moses, and he's also going to be talking about Joseph. And in the Book of Mormon, we'll go through it more when he talks about when Lehi talks about Joseph and Joseph Smith. And I will make him a great in mine eyes, and he shall do my work, and he shall be will be great like unto him whom I have said I would raise up unto you, to deliver my people, O house of Israel, out of the land of Egypt. For a seer will I raise up, to deliver my people out of the land of Egypt, and he shall be called Moses. It gives his name automatically. And by this name he shall know that he is of thy house, for he shall be nursed by the king's daughter, and shall be called her son. Really specific here of who was going to do this. So having this is very important. And again, a seer will I raise up out of the fruit of thy loins, and unto him will I give power to bring forth my word unto the seed of thy loins, and not for the bringing forth of my word only, saith Lord, but the convincing them of my word, which shall have already gone forth among them in the last days. Now he's talking about Joseph Smith. Wherefore the fruit of thy loins shall write, and the fruit of the loins of Judah shall write, and that which shall be written by the fruit of thy loins, and also the fruit which shall be written by the fruit of the loins of Judah, shall grow together unto the confounding of false doctrines, and laying down of contentions, and the establishing peace among the fruit of thy loins, and bringing them to a knowledge of their fathers in the latter days. So we're talking about the Bible and the Book of Mormon coming together, and when we study those together, like we are now actually, in a way, then they will take away a lot of the contentions that have been around. And listen to some of the people who have been in teaching these things for years, and you find that they have story after story where scholars have contended about what things meant in the Bible, and all of a sudden you have this record that says, not all of a sudden, but this record that says, well, this is what it means. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay. And also the knowledge of my covenant, saith the Lord. And out of weakness shall he be made strong in that day when my work shall go forth among all my people, which shall restore them who are of the house of Israel in the last days. And that seer will I bless, and they that seek to destroy him shall be confounded. For this promise I give unto you, for I will remember you from generation to generation, and his name shall be called Joseph, and it shall be after the name of his father, and he shall be like unto you. For the thing which the Lord shall bring forth by his hand shall bring my people unto salvation. And the Lord sware unto Joseph that he would preserve his seed forever, saying, I will raise up Moses, and a rod shall be in his hand, and he shall gather together my people, and he shall lead them as a flock, and he shall smite the waters of the Red Sea with his rod, and he shall have judgment, and shall write the word of the Lord, and he shall not speak many words, for I will write unto them my law by the finger of mine own hand, and I will make him a spokesman make a spokesman for him, and his name shall be Aaron. It makes it so clear who is going to come about. And this is still, I think, 400 years later. Think about what happened 400 years ago, There's a lot that has happened. America, as a country, has not been 400 years old. And it shall be done unto thee in the last days also, even as I have sworn. Therefore Joseph said unto his brethren, God will surely visit you, and bring you out of the land which he sware unto Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, unto the land which sware unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, just like we read over here in here. Whoops. Now we have to go all the way down. I just didn't mean to do that. Unto the land. And Jacob confirmed many other things unto his brethren, and took an oath of the children of Israel, saying unto them, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence. So Joseph died, and when he was 110 years old, they embalmed him, and they put him in a coffin, and he was kept from burial by the children of Israel, that he might be carried up in the land of carried up and laid in the sepulchre of his father. Thus they remembered the oath which they sware unto him. So he also was carried up. It sounds like he was buried in Egypt in 26, but in this it sounds like he is carried up just like his father was. And that is now the end of this. I hope you got a lot from Genesis. It just seems amazing, the things that are in there, and you've read 1/5 of the the Torah, isn't it? And we will get into the rest of it tomorrow.